Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name's Natasha and I speak about everything related to LinkedIn lead generation, social selling, sales navigator. In today's video, we're going to be going over a highly requested topic, which is relating to LinkedIn content. I'm actually going to be showing you the entire structure and skeleton of how you can build out a specific type of viral LinkedIn post. This post isn't just to get attention, views, likes, and that's it. It's actually designed to get a call to action. So we're going to put a call to action in our post and it's designed to mitigate a response from our audience. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm actually using some slides from one of my LinkedIn programs and we did a whole module on LinkedIn posts. So I'm going to be going through one of the most requested ones that everyone has been begging me to talk about on my YouTube channel. So let's get into it. So here's what we're going to cover through these slides. What is call to action content? Consideration versus conversion. We're actually going to only be covering consideration in this video, not conversion. Otherwise it's going to be like a 1 hour long video and I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet. And then the final point is how to use a two-step post, which is the viral post that we're going to be going through. And I'm also going to be giving you an example of one of mine that did really well with some of the stats that we got from that post as well. So what is call to action content? It is a piece of content such as text or a button that encourages an audience to complete a certain task. It's an especially powerful tool in digital marketing to convert a user, a reader, or general audience into a solid lead that will eventually convert into a sale. So in today's video, we're not going to be going over the conversion of how we would take those leads straight onto a call, but rather it's going to be top of funnel. So how do we get people to consider you as the provider for a product or service that they might be in the market for? Consideration versus conversion. So consideration is someone who takes interest in your product or service, so top of funnel. Conversion is the final stage of the marketing funnel when a prospect makes a decision to purchase. Consideration. With this, the prospect is already aware of your product or service, or when it comes to LinkedIn, they've probably seen your name come up a few times. This isn't a post that you would post as your first ever LinkedIn post, and you don't use them very often. It's something that you're probably putting out there once people are used to your name. You're already top of mind when it comes to your field, and they're in the process of evaluating their problem and the urgency of getting it solved. They're also going to be assessing you versus your competitors. Here's what you can do. So you need to show that you are better than competitors, obviously, provide personalized content and resources, create a case study, identify common objection points and create content that overcomes these objections. Common objections include it's too expensive, it won't work for me, or I don't believe you. And they might not say it like that, but usually an objection stems from these kinds of beliefs. Then we have a list building campaign. So further along this module today, we're going to be discussing the two-step post list building consideration campaign. So that is the title of what we're going over today. It's a great way to identify people who are problem aware. So we've got them to say yes to a particular problem and provide them with personalized value, adding content that sets you apart from your competitors. You're going to collect emails of these prospects, which can then be sent through a conversion email marketing campaign at a later stage. From creating a profile page that stands out to strategizing your first viral LinkedIn post, there are so many different elements when it comes to mastering your LinkedIn marketing strategy, and that can be overwhelming. That's why I've teamed up with HubSpot to gift you this free guide on how you can leverage LinkedIn for business and marketing. The guide is packed with insights on how you can optimize your page for search, how you can take advantage of LinkedIn's publishing platform, and also understand how to use LinkedIn ads to maximize your visibility. It also includes insights on LinkedIn's analytics, so you can learn how to make data-driven decisions. Whether you're a solo entrepreneur or leading a team, this completely free resource will give you a holistic view on how you can build out the perfect LinkedIn marketing strategy for 2024. So if you want to grab this guide, just click on the link in the description and download it onto your device. Now let's jump straight into the two-step campaign. So the two-step post is a top of funnel campaign used to generate a list of warm prospects that you can push into a sequence. You're most likely going to use this when you're either launching a new product, you are building your list, using a sell by chat for a lower ticket offer, or to book a call if you're selling something more high ticket. The pros are it has potential to generate a lot of traction if you position your offer in a compelling way. It It generates engagement and top of mind awareness with your audience, and it's an amazing way to pre-sell something. So to buy somebody into something with a taster before they have to commit to something more high ticket. And it's also great for list building if you also run email marketing. The drawbacks, you can't use this too often. So this isn't a post that you could put out every single week because it's going to put you across as too salesy. I would try and lead with the majority of your content being just value driven, asking for nothing. So it's no gated content, it's just free. And then the 10%, so 1 in every 10 posts or even less, is going to be you trying to get someone to buy into something that you're selling with an email address or some sort of other information. Because you shouldn't do this kind of post too often, you don't really want it to flop. You want to get as much engagement as you can because you only really have one shot every few months to do this. So this is the process of how we would execute this kind of post. So first of all, I want you to identify or select 3 common problems that your target audience suffers from. Then I want you to post a poll on LinkedIn, which is asking people which of those 3 problems they struggle with the most. So each option on the poll is going to be one of these pain points that you've already identified. Start creating a lead generation magnet that solves the problem with the most votes. Write a post outlining the problem you've identified, and then deploy your messaging sequence, driving prospects towards the next desired step. So with step 5, we're going to ignore this because we're not going to do a messaging sequence in this video. We're just going to do consideration. So still do up to steps 1 to 4, and then after that, I'm going to show you what to do. Number 1, when it comes to identifying the 3 problems, you can normally figure this out with a quick brainstorm. If you've already done some sales calls or you're more seasoned at this, you're gonna know these 3 pain points at the top of your head. But if you're kind of working through this for the first time, just what is something that in your experience your clients or customers have needed help with? Or what's your best guess at that if you don't have any customers or clients yet? You can also do the same thing across any other social channels you wish to use. If you're sending this to your email list, skip the poll and send an email with the copy you create in step 4. When you post the poll asking people what problem they struggle with the most, you can position the poll in terms of the problems people face or in terms of the solutions that they're looking for. So template 1, which would be the problem related one. What is your biggest problem in relation to real estate lead generation or growing your small business's Instagram page, whatever it is, and insert the 3 problems. Template 2, I'm on a bit of a content craze at the moment. What kind of content would you like to see more of? And then you can put the different options, and then people are going to pick what solution they're looking for the most, which is usually going to lead you in the direction of the problem that they're currently struggling with as well. So then you post the poll. Here's a template. I'm not going to read through it, but you can screenshot this and use it, or you can position the problem first. So this is a different way that you can put the poll as well. Screenshot this as another option, or you can bring some humor into it. This completely depends on what your voice is on LinkedIn. Like if you're normally a little bit funny or quirky, you can use that angle. If you're normally more like serious, then you can do that instead. But I've just put in a bunch of options here as well. 3, now you want to start creating a lead generation magnet solving the problem with the most votes. So now you've gathered some of your data, you have some insight, and you've established interest from your audience. It's time to start creating the resource, the PDF, or the download that is going to answer the specific problem for your audience. Don't hold back on giving your best value. This is a common misconception that people want to save their best stuff. It's exactly what I'm doing in this video as an example. Like, this is content that people pay thousands for, but I'm sharing a part of it because at the end of the day, people that watch this are going to be more intrigued to find out more when it comes to what I teach and what I give. So if they can see my best stuff and they're like, wow, this girl kind of knows what she's talking about, they're more likely to have that intrigue and buy into something in the future. And this is the best way to establish trust with somebody and for them to see whether your product or service is actually something that's going to help them and resonate with them. If anything, it will only make them trust you more and be more likely to buy. Ensure that you have a landing page set up so that you can gate the content with an email address and add them to your mailing list. Now we want to write a post outlining the problem that you've identified. Ask your network whether they would be interested in you creating that shows how to solve problem X. Tell them to comment a specific word if they're interested, such as yes. Post an outline of the resource you've created and ask people to comment a word such as yes if they want it. Again, you can do the same thing across your other socials as well as to your email list. This is an example. Today, I actually created this last year, so it's probably even more now because I still get enrollments for this. But to date, this post has generated over 395 comments and, more importantly, 1,387 enrollments, which is probably closer to like 1.5 or above now. And that's the post on the left. Like, you can use that as a template. I have a question. I get a lot of questions on LinkedIn every single day asking me for feedback on profiles, headlines, content, and messaging strategy. So I've done a lot of thinking over the past few weeks and I've come up with an idea. I just want to know what you guys think. I'm going to create a free LinkedIn 7-day crash course to help you do the following. And then I've listed basically all of the modules that I put in the course. Comment yes if this is something you want access to, and I'll message you with the details on how you can enroll. Deploy the messaging sequence. You have a few options. You can either convert these comments into call applications or use them to engage and build trust with your audience and get them onto your list so that you can market to them moving forwards. Due to the 100 connection requests per week cap and a limited number of in-mail credits, you need to get a little bit creative to respond to all of your comments, especially if your post blows up, because then if you've got like 1,000 people, it's going to be impossible for you to actually respond to those leads while they're still warm. So these are the two options. We're only going over the one on the left today, which is consideration, so list building. And I'm going to give you two options on how to manage your responses for if you have fewer than 100 comments versus if you have more than 100 comments. So here are your options if it's less than 100 comments. You can start using your connection requests to send them an invite to connect with the link to your resource. After you send this, reply to their comment saying connection request with a link to the resource sent. Check your inbox. Make sure this is a link to the landing page, not to the resource directly, so you can capture the first name, last name, and the email. I would keep it to those three things, just because the more you ask from somebody, the less likely they are to fill it out to get your resource. If you have over 100 comments, edit the text of the post with the link so people can directly click to it. I actually got this idea from Josh Fletcher, who did the same kind of post. And what he did is he got so much traction that he just edited the post. At the bottom, you can see he put edit, the response has been overwhelming, here's the outline, and he puts the link to the landing page directly in. PS, make sure you're adding these emails to a list within your email marketing software so that you can run them through a sequence in the future. You want to make sure that you are GDPR compliant, so make the content gates via email and ensure you add a box they need to tick stating that they're happy to receive further marketing materials from you. This isn't official legal advice, by the way, so make sure that you do your own research with this. They are all the slides. I hope you guys found this video useful. I always find that it's more useful to have the slides on screen so that you can take a screenshot and actually take action after this video. Please remember to also download the HubSpot resource. That, together with all these slides, you're going to be unstoppable going into the new year on LinkedIn. So as always, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and found it valuable. Leave a comment just to show some love and support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.